clear that space.
Oh, yes, sir.
Raven, you are seeing the result of years of effort.
Yes, sir.
We must work for what we want in this world, Raven. If it comes too easy, we value it less. Nothing can damage the soul as much.
Very well expressed.
Good day, sir.
Samuel Bundler, art and music critic, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Music critic?
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, I'd like to interview your Mr. Joplin.
My Mr. Joplin? Easy, fellas, easy.
Where do I find Mr. Joplin?
Oh, he's at home. Happily married, soon to be a father. Busy teaching and composing.
Well, you're here.
Well, the thing to write about Mr. Joplin, I would say, is that he longs for serious work. His composition is superb by any standard. It contains the genius of a Chopin nocturne or a Bach fugue.
That wasn't quite the approach I had in mind, Mr. Stark. Not quite the tack.
What did you have in mind, Mr. Bundler?
Well, the commercialization of a fad, the money to be made off it, how to pull the wool over the public's eyes, that sort of thing.
We're not here for that sort of thing, Mr. Bundler.
Oh, no? Well, you tell me. I'll write it down just the way you say it.
Have you not heard, Mr. Bundler, that my Mr. Joplin is called the King of Ragtime?
Have you heard the American Federation of Musicians have outlawed his type of music?
Which thousands clamor to learn.
Exalting noise, they call it. Street vulgarity. Obvious. Common. Like a criminal novel. A passing fad.
The envious and the deaf, who refuse to pull the cotton from their ears. As for Mr. Joplin, I should say that his temperament is high, that he touches the ground in the highest places, that his geese are all swans, that Mississippi water tastes like honeydew. Good day, Mr. Bundler.
Good luck in St. Louis, Mr. Stark.
Raven, if you can't play it right, don't play it at all.
Yes, sir.
Seriously, I'm a little baffled by your case. How do you feel? Back to normal again. Things aren't always what they seem. You appeared to be over the disease when you married. You weren't. Sometimes the first signs of syphilis are hard to know. You're now in what is called a secondary stage. There are no outward signs. Primary attack of the nervous system. Occasional loss of control of your hands, for example. That can pass. It can also return. The tertiary stage of the disease attacks the nervous system. When, I don't know. It could be in 5 years, in 25 years, or maybe never. Each case is different, you see. Are you continuing to have relations with your wife?
No.
Good. I would not. Been extremely lucky not to have infected her. You're not telling me something.
There's to be a child.
I don't know, Mr. Joplin. It could affect the child, and then again it might not. I just don't know.